Hello, and I am back with another video, and this will be a TV series review. Now, I can't remember if I spoke about this TV series review before. I did look back on the list of videos on this channel, but I don't really see it, so I don't know if I spoke about it on TikTok. If you do, please let me know, and please let me know what rating I gave that one, because that won't be the proper rating numbers I'll be giving this one that we're talking about this video. So today I'll be talking about a TV series review. It's basically a sitcom, and it's probably one of the most funniest and cleverest sitcoms I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know much about clever, but it's one of the funniest sitcoms I've seen. And finally, they make another funny sitcom after IT Crowd and whatever other comedy, well, How I Met Your Mother too. And this series is called The Neighborhood. Now, a lot of you may have seen this show before on TV because E4 has covered it. I think I should mention that channel name, but whatever. It's on E4. I think it's coming on the mornings now, but they just repeat it. By the way, I think there's like a few seasons of it, and I think there's a few episodes I haven't seen yet. But it's a very funny comedy. It's basically about a white family, but it's not really a spoiler. I mean, that's what it would tell you anyway. It's basically about a white family that move into a neighborhood which is full of let's just say black people and stuff like that. And I kind of love this comedy because it's basically the black people were shocked at the white people moving to the neighborhood, but they grow to them. That they grow, it's they sort of enjoy the neighbor's company. And Cedric the Entertainer, and he plays Calvin, and he's got a wife and two sons, and then you got Dave that moves in with his wife and kid. And it's a really good comedy. It's very funny, especially with the humor. You got Dave that can be a bit stupid, clueless, and a bit freaked out here and there. But he warms up to Calvin. Just as I think even though Calvin, he was being very racial towards him, and he didn't like him because he's white. For me now, I'm not gonna go to a different topic here, but that's kind of he was showing more racism towards the white family because they're white. But if it was the other way around, and the script was showing the white family do it, now I think that the sitcom would end straight away. They'll just completely ban it. But it'll be okay for some bad person, but never mind. But Calvin's doesn't really like Dave that much. But yeah, they basically needs his help with certain things. They basically warm to each other, if that's how you want to put it. It's hard to explain the relationship that they have because they can't get along. It's just sometimes Calvin gets annoyed with Dave, but Dave just doesn't care. Dave just talks to anybody, in the family. It's quite a nice comedy. It's got some funny guys and some good punchlines, and it can tickle me as well. It's probably one of the funniest sitcoms I've ever seen on TV. Um, it's hilarious. That's how I put it, especially with the jokes and how the different personalities show. You got I think Tina's the black mom, with there's two sons, Malcolm and Marty, and they are hilarious, especially in the comedy scene as well. And David's with his son Grover, and his wife Gemma, and it's really funny. And I gotta say that when I first seen it, when I first saw the trailer of it, I just knew it was going to be my sort of comedy. It just had to be. And I bet that's probably what it is like as well. If you compare it to real life, where a white family moves into a neighborhood that's mostly black, I can get pretty uncomfortable and pretty awkward because it's you're mostly seeing just one color there. But this adds a bit of diversity into it, and I'm surprised because I thought this comedy would mock how most people would view the world right now, but it doesn't really, because it shows that the white family were just there to make new friends with the black family, but the black family were shocked by it, and Calvin wanted him out. It's almost like Calvin was trying to push the family out at first, but then Dave said something really interesting. He was like, "Well, your people used to suffer that back in the days, but that's what you're doing to us." I find that's a pretty good line because he can show hypocrisy towards Calvin, and Calvin can kind of recollect and just realize, "Oh, you are right." And even though Calvin probably has a heart somewhere. He understands how other people feel, but he doesn't want to show those emotions. He's not one of those, but he doesn't want to show weaknesses and vulnerabilities. Then you got Dave that just comes in all confidence, wants to talk and socialize. So it's kind of like they're opposites like that, but they still end up having a good friendship. It's nice to see. And Grover the son, he can be honest when he wants to be. He could just say something out loud just like that. They all say how they feel, and that's what I love. It's like an honest comedy. One of the best comedies I've ever seen. One of the funniest I've ever seen. It's up there with IT Crowd. No, IT Crowd's funnier, but even though IT Crowd was shorter, I think I don't know how many seasons they were in now. But this one here, this is up there. It may not be the best, but it's one of the funniest I've ever seen. Now, if you haven't seen The Neighborhood, you need to watch it. It is a must watch. It's the script writing is, I wouldn't say it's clever script writing, but I'll say it's good script writing, good dialogue they have in there. And yes, a lot of scenes do tickle me with what they say and what they come up with and how they feel toward each other. It's incredible. And you know, obviously it's my type of comedy. There's not much as I can explain about this. I think there's like 5, 6 seasons of this. Now the rating, I comment if I have spoken about this before, please let me know in the comments. And if I might have spoken about it on TikTok before, I can't quite remember. If I did, then that rating is way more correct, the more proper one than this one. If I have to give this a rating, it's a really good show. I like it. I would probably give this. I was gonna give this a 7, but you know what? Since it's quite funny and the comedy makes up for it, and the the storyline, the dialogue, the different personalities. If only it was, even if it was if only it was more funnier. I don't know how much more funny it can be, but they could have added a bit more in there. It's not the greatest comedy, so I'm not gonna go over the top and say 10. That'd be exaggerative. I'm gonna give this an 8. The lowest I could have gone was 7. This is an above average comedy. Not many people probably find it funny, but I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. And there's scenes in it that makes me laugh. Especially stuff that Dave says when he acts all stupid. That's pivotal right there. Uh, I'm gonna have to give this an 8. I'm sorry, this is one of my favorite comedies I've ever seen so far, in months or in years. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like, comment below, share with everybody you know, subscribe and hit the notification below. As I see you in my next video.